Hey, ladies and gents, this is the Wiz, and Miguel's here,
Hello.
and we are reviewing King Kong of Skull Island. Got this at BBTS. It's from Mezco Toys, and this is what the front of the box looks like. King Kong, and the back of the box. Just simple pictures of the figure, accessories, and it says 17.78 centimeters tall. Don't know how tall that is in American. 28 points of articulation, 2 interchangeable head portraits, 5 interchangeable hands, and a figurine, and 1 set of shackles, and 1 Ann Darrow figure 8. So Ann Darrow would be King Kong's girlfriend, I guess, from the first movie. Or King Kong of Skull Island. We saw that movie, didn't we?
I don't remember.
I don't know. I love me some monkeys, though. It's got a 2013 copyright. So, I'm guessing that's the one that just, see the giant ape in the background?
Yeah.
I'm guessing it's that one. Do you note the similarities?
They're big monkeys.
Apes, right? This is what the background looks in the packaging. And I appreciate that because it's just a jungle scene and I can use it for other dioramas. So as you can see, I got a bunch of monkeys in my collection. Love monkeys and apes and, the Planet of the Apes movies. And I was even born in the year of the monkey. And we waited until the year of the monkey to have Miguel so that he could also be born in the year of monkey. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that. I don't.
Most people believe that the Chinese zodiac, the preferable animal is the dragon, but we're partial to monkeys. So, yeah, it was all planned out. So, here's a look at the king that is Kong. Look at that. First off, I want to say it's magnificently sculpted. Whoever did it did a great job on the fur. It's very dynamic and sort of matted, right? Especially now that I'm seeing him next to some of the other gorillas in my collection. I really like how it's sort of unkempt and ungroomed and just wild. For example, this gorilla is from the Planet of the Apes collection, the last movie. Did you see the last movie? Not the very, very last movie, but the one before that. He's a great figure of a gorilla, but look at the difference. This guy just looks a lot wilder and more savage, and maybe less realistic as far as a gorilla is concerned, but that artistic license just captures the soul of what you'd want a gorilla to look like, especially if it's on a rampage and going around destroying a city. By the way, I also own the mini cabinet game Rampage, and I always play the gorilla because he's awesome. It's one of my favorite games. So, the other differences are on the face. You could see the brow ridge is more pronounced on the Mezco gorilla. I'm guessing, this is less accurate to the kind of gorillas that you see at the zoo. And then he also comes with this face sculpt where he's sort of pensive looking, deep in thought. Thinking about his future with Mrs. Darrow and how that's going to work out. She's really nicely painted. I mean, look at those tiny little eyes and the lips on there. I mean, how do you think they do that? To paint with that fine of detail. I mean, the eyes especially. I'm talking about for this mini little figurine there. Yeah, so I think I prefer the Savage head just because it's more exciting. But this is a good one too, and it's pretty expressive. I'll compare that to another one of these gorillas from Planet of the Apes. See the with the thoughtful expression. Sort of the difference. Which head do you prefer?
The one that's screaming.
What of the two pensive, thoughtful heads?
The one on the right.
This guy?
Yeah.
Right here? Why? Because is this a little goofy?
Yeah.
Hmm?
I don't know. I just like it better.
It's the nostrils. The nostrils are more flared, and he's sort of angry looking, but thoughtful at the same time. And this one, he just sort of, placid and sort of happy. So there's more contrast. What about with the screaming heads? Do you prefer this one or this one? Apples and oranges, or bananas?
Yeah, I don't really know.
I think I'm gonna have to go with the Mezco, and just for the reasons that I talked about earlier. Everything's just more dramatic about it. The mouth is open, bigger. The nostrils are more flared. The brow ridges are more pronounced. They're both done well. This one's painted a little bit nicer. I like the fangs because they're longer. I like the fact that he's got bigger feet, so it's easier for him to stand and stuff. So that's probably a movie accurate gorilla. So I don't know if that's CGI or if it's a guy in a suit or whatever. But you also get fist hands for pounding. So you can swap those in and out. And then you can have shackles, these giant shackles that look really realistic. And you snap them on there. And then a bit of real chain that's broken off on both sides. So that's kind of cool. And then, like I said, the hand for holding his, the beauty that's supposed to calm the breast of the savage beast. So, let me compare him to some other gorillas, some favorites from my collection. Here is Gorilla Grodd. Oops. Of course, Gorilla Grodd didn't come like this. I sort of took the liberty of customizing him and putting some armor on there but this is a 4 horseman sculpted gorilla. And he's really, really nice, and he's large and everything, but he lacks the sort of articulation that you get with this one. Although, let's see, yeah, the legs do go out that much, and there's a ball joint in there. So there's a knee, doesn't move that much. I think the legs on a gorilla are always going to be short and stumpy and not all that mobile, especially if you're doing a action figure, just because he's so top heavy that they need to hold him up. But, the nice big feet are good. Then you have the swivel at the chest, and then nice range of motion on the arms, which is the most important part, and swivel, and then the elbow, and then swivel at the wrist, and then nice up and down motion. And then you can pull the head off real easily and replace it with that one. But like I said, I prefer the
Just looking up.
the yelling head. But what do you think? What do you think of him compared to Gorilla Grodd here? There's something super cool about the face on Gorilla Grodd. where it's almost like halfway between the stylized portrayal that we get in this King Kong figure and the more realistic portrayal that we got in the actual Planet of the Apes figures. But it's really a noble looking visage there on Gorilla Grodd. And some amazing work by the Four Horsemen. Oops. Don't want to get those. So I think I may customize this guy too. I'm gonna find some monkey appropriate armor and stuff, and I'm gonna have him hang out with my mythic legions. And then we have, I think that's Caesar from Planet of the Apes, and then way back here, a little less realistic gorilla, because he's wearing a, what do you call this? Beanie.
Not a beanie.
and he's got a gun belt. I bought 2 of these.
And he's got no fur on his chest.
He's got no fur on his chest. Yeah. A beret. That's what it is. It's a fancy French.
Where's Bailey?
A fancy French gorilla that wears a beret. No, it's Gorilla Grodd too. So anyway, Mezco did a real good job with this one. I have tried to look to see if I could buy the old Mezco gorillas, but they're super duper expensive now. And I'm just hoping that they come out with a new one. I know they're coming out with the larger sized one of this, but I don't know if I want to pay like $175 or whatever it is they're charging. But I've got a lead on one of the old Mezco gorillas, and maybe I'll get them. The only thing I could say is it would be nice if it was larger, but you know, for $35 or however much it costs, that's not too bad. So, anything else, Miguel?
No.
Questions or comments? You don't believe that we actually went out of our way to make sure that you were born in the year of the monkey?
No, I don't.
Well, believe it, because it's true. All right. It's Wiz, signing out.